Aetherion. It's a world teeming with magic. Imagine a place where the air hums with energy. That's Aetherion. This energy, called ether, flows through everything. It's the lifeblood of this world. Ether flows through special places called ether nodes. Think of them like giant batteries. They keep the magic flowing and the world in balance. There are 4 main realms in Aetherion. Each realm has its own unique magic and people, but they all rely on the ether nodes. It's a system that has worked for centuries. The people of Aetherion learned to harness ether. They use it for everything. They use it to build, to heal, even to fight. But ether is a powerful force. It must be treated with respect. For generations, the realms lived in harmony. They understood the importance of balance. They knew that disrupting the ether could have disastrous consequences. But then something changed. A 5th realm emerged from the shadows. It is called Umbros. Umbros is a dark and dangerous place. It's filled with creatures called Wraithborn. They are twisted mockeries of life itself. The Wraithborn crave ether. They consume it, leaving behind a desolate void. The arrival of Umbros threw Aetherion into chaos. The Wraithborn began to attack. They targeted the ether nodes, draining them of their power. The realms were no longer in harmony. The balance was broken. Fear gripped the hearts of people. They had never faced a threat like this before. The very existence of Aetherion was at stake. The arrival of Umbros heralded a terrifying prophecy. It spoke of an event called the Eclipse. During this time, the realms would align. This alignment would create a surge of ether, more powerful than anything before. This surge could either restore Aetherion or destroy it completely. The fate of Aetherion rested on a knife's edge. Hope seemed to dwindle with each passing day. The Wraithborn grew stronger, their numbers multiplying. The realms, once united, now squabbled amongst themselves. The prophecy of the eclipse became a terrifying reality. Could they survive the coming storm? Could they stop the Wraithborn from consuming all of Aetherion? The answer, it seemed, lay in the hands of destiny. Kael Vireth was an orphan. He grew up on the streets of the human city Viridia. Life was tough. Kael learned to survive by scavenging. He found scraps and sold them to get by. He dreamed of a better life, a life of adventure, but he was just a kid. He never imagined he'd be thrust into a battle for the fate of the world. Then one day, everything changed. Kael stumbled upon a hidden chamber. Inside, he found a legendary weapon, the Prism Blade. When he touched the blade, it pulsed with ether. Kael felt a surge of power, unlike anything he'd ever known. He realized he was no ordinary scavenger. He was destined for something more. He was the only one who could wield the Prism Blade. He was the only one who could stand against the Wraithborn. Kael's journey was not one he had to face alone. Along the way, he encountered a diverse group of individuals who would become his closest allies, each drawn to his cause by their own motivations and bound by a shared destiny. There was Lyra, a skilled warrior from the elven kingdom of Solaris. With unmatched agility and deadly aim with a bow, she had dedicated her life to protecting her people and saw in Kael the hope she desperately clung to. Then there was Grom, a stoic and powerful dwarf from the mountainous realm of Terra. Grom was a master smith and warrior, his loyalty unwavering and his strength a force to be reckoned with. He saw in Kael a kindred spirit, someone who understood the value of courage and determination. Together, they formed a bond unbreakable, ready to face any challenge that came their way. Section 6. Forces of Darkness, Almathis and Umbrael. The hero's path was fraught with danger, and at every turn, they faced formidable adversaries, driven by their own ambitions and shrouded in darkness. One such figure was High Seer Almathis, a once revered scholar from Aetherion who had succumbed to the allure of Umbros' power. Consumed by a lust for forbidden knowledge, he had become a puppet master, manipulating events from the shadows, believing that Umbros held the key to true power. But the true embodiment of darkness resided within the heart of Umbros, Umbrael, the Wraith King. A being of immense power and malice, Umbrael commanded the Wraithborn hordes, his every thought consumed by the desire to consume Aetherion and plunge it into eternal darkness. He was a terrifying force of nature, driven by an insatiable hunger, representing the ultimate threat to the realms. Section 7. Kael's quest across the realms and through time. Kael's quest for the Prism Hearts was fraught with danger and trials that tested not only his physical strength but also the very core of his being. Each step he took was a step into the unknown, a leap of faith into a world filled with peril and mystery. Season 1 of Eclipse of Aetherion chronicled the first leg of this epic journey, a journey that took him across the realms and even through time itself. From the sunlit meadows of the human kingdoms to the shadowy depths of forgotten forests, Kael's path was one of relentless pursuit and unwavering determination. Act 1 began with a desperate race against time. The clock was ticking, and every second counted as Kael embarked on his mission to save his world from impending doom. Kael, newly imbued with the power of the Prism Blade and guided by the cryptic verses of an ancient prophecy, sought to unite with his newfound allies Lyra and Grom. Together, they formed a bond that would be tested by the trials ahead. Their objective was clear: locate the first of the Prism Hearts, a source of immense ether believed to be hidden within the elven kingdom of Solaris. This kingdom, with its towering trees and shimmering lights, was a place of both beauty and danger. In Act 2, the stakes escalated as the heroes ventured into the heart of the dwarven realm of Terra, the location of the second Prism Heart. The rugged mountains and deep mines of Terra were home to secrets and dangers that few dared to face. There they faced betrayal, navigated treacherous underground labyrinths, and confronted terrifying creatures guarding the artifact. Each challenge they overcame brought them closer to their goal, but also revealed the true extent of the darkness they were up against. They uncovered ancient secrets, forged alliances with unexpected allies, and faced trials that tested their resolve and the strength of their bond. These alliances were crucial, as the journey ahead would require every ounce of their combined strength and wisdom. And finally, in Act 3, the heroes found themselves hurtled through time, transported to a pivotal moment in Aetherion's history, the very event that led to the creation of Umbros. This journey through time was not just a physical one, but also a journey into the heart of their world's history. This perilous journey through time forced them to confront the past, to witness the tragic events that led to the current crisis, and to make choices that would have far-reaching consequences for the future of their world. Every decision they made, every action they took, would shape the destiny of Aetherion and determine the fate of all its inhabitants. Section 8: Themes of Aetherion Identity, Balance, and Trust. Woven throughout the high-stakes adventure and epic battles, Eclipse of Aetherion explores profound themes that resonate with the human experience. These themes are not just background elements, but are integral to the character's development and the story's progression. Kael's journey is an exploration of identity versus destiny. He is constantly torn between who he is and who he is meant to be, a struggle that many can relate to. He starts as a nobody, a scavenger just trying to survive. His humble beginnings make his transformation all the more compelling, but fate has other plans for him. The universe has a way of choosing its heroes, often from the most unlikely places. He is chosen to wield the Prism Blade, a weapon of immense power and responsibility. He is thrust into a role he never asked for, a role that demands courage and sacrifice. Kael must grapple with who he is and who he is destined to become. This internal conflict is a central theme of the story. The story also highlights the delicate balance of opposites. It shows how light and darkness, good and evil, are interdependent. The realms of Aetherion represent different facets of the world: light and darkness, creation and destruction, order and chaos. Each realm has its own unique challenges and beauty. The emergence of Umbros disrupts this balance, threatening to plunge Aetherion into darkness. This looming threat adds urgency to Kael's quest. Kael and his allies must restore this balance, not by choosing one side over the other, but by finding harmony between them. This quest for balance is a metaphor for the human condition, and perhaps most importantly, Eclipse of Aetherion emphasizes the importance of trust. Trust is the glue that holds the team together. Kael must learn to trust his companions, even though they come from different worlds and have different beliefs. This diversity is their strength. He must overcome his past, his upbringing on the streets that taught him to rely only on himself. This personal growth is crucial for his journey. Only through trust and collaboration can the heroes hope to defeat the forces of darkness. Their unity is their greatest weapon. Section 9. Season Finale, a cliffhanger ending. The season finale of Eclipse of Aetherion left audiences on the edge of their seats, their hearts pounding with anticipation. It was a heart-stopping climax that resolved some questions but raised countless more, leaving viewers desperate for answers. Kael and his allies managed to retrieve the third Prism Heart, a powerful artifact, but not without a heavy cost that weighed heavily on their spirits. One of their own made the ultimate sacrifice, their life extinguished in a final act of heroism that left the others devastated and reeling from the loss. Just as they thought victory was within reach, a chilling truth was revealed, shaking them to their core. High Seer Almathis had not been working alone. He was merely a pawn in a much larger game, a game that was far from over. The true mastermind behind the chaos engulfing Aetherion was none other than Kael's own long-lost brother, a revelation that sent shockwaves through the group. This figure, believed to be dead, was now revealed to be a servant of Umbrail, consumed by darkness and driven by vengeance, his heart twisted by years of suffering. With the fate of Aetherion hanging in the balance more precariously than ever before, the stakes had never been higher. The season ended with Kael facing an impossible choice: save his brother from the clutches of darkness or protect the world from his brother's wrath, a decision that tore at his very soul. It was a decision that would define not only his destiny, but the fate of Aetherion itself, leaving fans eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this epic saga.